GTA 6 officially dated and moved. What May 26, 2026 really means. If I told you the new date for Grand Theft Auto 6 quietly solves three of Rockstar's toughest launch problems and reshapes the 2026 game calendar, would you believe it? Keep that in mind while we unpack the facts, the features, the rumors worth tracking. And at the end, I'll reveal the one under-discussed reason this specific date is a win for most players. Quick ask while we dive in. If this breakdown surfaces a detail you didn't know, tap like so more trend hunters find it, and drop your first impression take below. New here? Subscribe for daily tech, gaming, and Hollywood deep dives. What's confirmed versus what's just likely confirmed. Release date: May 26th, 2026. A late spring launch that drops right before summer, giving most players a clean runway to dive in and Rockstar extra room to polish day one performance. Platforms at launch: PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Current gen only. Expect tighter streaming, denser crowds, faster loads, and fewer cross-gen compromises. World: the modern state of Leonida with Vice City. As the neon heart, sun-washed beaches, long causeways, storm-strafed wetlands, island keys, and packed downtown cores stitched together for fast, high-contrast transitions from city heat to backwater danger. Protagonists: Lucia and Jason, partners bound by risk and opportunity. Lucia starts fresh from parole with sharper instincts. Jason is already embedded in Vice City's underbelly. Their chemistry powers heists, escapes, and choices that can echo for hours. Tone and themes: a present-day crime saga drenched in viral culture and headline satire. Notoriety isn't just flavor. It's a pressure you will feel in missions, in the streets, and in the way the world reacts. Visual identity: sun-bleached days and neon-soaked nights. Airboats threading mangroves. Mirror glass towers and sweat-humming nightclubs. Steel-throated muscle cars skirting waterfront skylines. It's Miami-adjacent energy with a modern, cinematic sheen. These are the anchors. Everything else we discuss builds on them. Likely, but unconfirmed or subject to change. PC timing: a PC version is historically likely after console launch, but not confirmed at launch. Post-launch cadence: expect a long runway of updates, single-player and/or online, but exact rhythm and scope are not announced. Price and additions: final pricing and edition lineup are not announced. Treat leaks and charts as placeholders until official. Whenever we separate confirmed from likely, we're protecting you from rumor whiplash and keeping expectations in a healthy range. The delay story: why move from 2025 to 2026? The short answer: Rockstar's public line is quality and polish, a theme consistent with its big releases. That's not marketing fluff. Staging a world this large means thousands of assets, AI behaviors, physics edge cases, network code for a future online layer, certification on 2 platforms, localization, accessibility passes, and day one stability. Slipping into mid-2026 buys time to raise performance floor across both consoles, remove headline-grabbing bugs, coordinate a global marketing and logistics push. My take? The move also gives breathing room around other tentpoles. Late spring 2026 lets Rockstar dominate a quieter part of the calendar, capture summer leisure time, and ride word of mouth into fall, rather than knife-fighting through the usual October traffic. What the date means for players. For console owners, expect better stability on day one. Frame rate targets, traversal streaming, and NPC density benefit most from a few extra months of optimization. For collectors, if special editions appear, mid-spring is friendlier for logistics. Shipping collector bundles globally during pre-holiday crunch is always riskier. For your backlog, May lands after Q1 releases and before fall megaton season. Translation: more weekend space to sink into a 100-hour sandbox. The world of Leonida, Vice City, and beyond. GTA 6's world is a love letter to modern Florida-adjacent culture. Sun, storms, swamps, glitter, and a stream of only in Florida stories. Expect urban density, high-rise corridors, nightlife districts, condo canyons, strip malls, and causeways with heavy traffic at peak times. Water everywhere. Bays, canals, mangroves, and ocean fronts that make boats, jet skis, and airboats more than side toys. They're part of the critical path. Ecology. Alligators and other wildlife cameo in moments that look both comedic and dangerous. Road culture. Muscle cars, tuned imports, car meets, and viral stunt culture nods. Keys and backcountry. Sparse services, long bridges, storm shutters, and that one gas station before the long stretch energy. Design read, the trailers already choreograph faster vertical cuts than prior games, hinting that Rockstar wants you bouncing between city heat and water-bound escapes. That tension, the glitter of downtown versus the unpredictability of the backwaters, defines the mood. Systems and features we can safely infer. While Rockstar hasn't issued a bullet point features sheet, the footage and cadence suggest crowd and traffic density. More pedestrians and vehicles than prior console launches, especially in tourist corridors and nightlife zones, plus time of day swings, e.g., beach day versus club night. Water as a gameplay lane. Airboats through wetlands, boats and skis on open water, and tighter physics around wakes, chop, and storms. Environmental storytelling. Viral, only in Vice incidents. Dance-offs on car hoods, convenience store antics, roadside wildlife clashes. Blending ambient comedy with risk. Social feed diegetics. An in-game phone, UI echoing short-form video platforms. Expect notoriety to stick. Cops, gangs, and even randos might react to what circulates. Interiors. More enterable spaces in denser clusters, clubs, bars, bodegas, pawn shops, some with seamless transitions. Heat and witness pressure. More eyes, more phones, more evidence. Failing clean exits may change patrol patterns or bounty behaviors. Vehicle handling. A midpoint between sim and arcade, with new street tuning and off-road profiles for swamps and keys. Storms and weather. Tropical systems that shift visibility, traction, and boat handling. Caveat. Treat these as directionally reliable inferences from official material, not a final checklist. Rockstar often holds specific mechanics until hands-on previews. How it compares to GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Launch density. GTA 5's PS3/360. Debut compromised crowd density and fidelity compared to later ports. Fix launching on current gen only should avoid that. Character switching. V's tri-protagonist system taught Rockstar how to stage parallel arcs. VI's duo can go deeper on chemistry and consequences. Open water gameplay. Vice City's geography bakes boats and beaches into daily traversal more than San Andreas or New Hanover did. Satire update. V skewered 2010's social media. V lives inside a 2020s feed. Expect sharper parody and more systems glued to virality. My take. If VI nails actions leave footprints online, we'll remember it as the game that finally made Reputation a mechanical pillar, not just a stat. Buyer's Guide. Questions, with honest answers. Which console should I use? Pick the platform where your friends play and where your library already lives. Cross-platform parity will matter more than micro differences in pixel counts. Should I wait for a PC version? If you're PC only, patience is the smart move. If you own a PS5/Series console, launching now and double-dipping later only makes sense if you love mod ecosystems. Will there be a pro graphics mode? Expect the usual quality/performance toggles. The meaningful upgrade is often frame time consistency during high-traffic, weather-heavy chaos. Day one or wait a week. If you're crash-averse, waiting for patch 1x and early performance reports is painless. Otherwise, preload and clear your weekend. Myth-busting corner. PC is confirmed at launch. Not confirmed. Don't plan your build or vacation days around rumor tweets. It's only downtown Vice City. Footage and art direction clearly point to coastal keys, wetlands, and exurbs beyond the skyline. It's just GTA 5 with prettier water. The social feed layer and density shifts point to different pacing and consequences. No female lead in GTA works. Lucia's presence is not a novelty. It's a design opportunity. The voice, the choices, and the chemistry matter. Smart prep. What to do? Before launch storage. Budget approximately 100 plus gigabytes and keep 20 to 30 gigabytes free for patches. Accessories. If you use a performance display, confirm VRR/ALLM settings and HDMI bandwidth are behaving. Time. Block a long weekend. This is a city to live in, not a campaign to speedrun. Spoilers. Mute keywords. If you care about blind discovery, the social layer will make moments spill quickly. My forecast, the 3 pillars. That will decide if 5 feels next-gen, consequences that stick. If witnesses, feeds, and heat truly react to your messes, Vice City becomes a social simulation, not just a map. Water as freedom, not friction. If boats, skis, and airboats feel great, the entire southern half of the map unlocks. Performance discipline. Stable frame time is the difference between cinematic and choppy. The delay likely buys exactly this. If this saved you a dozen tabs, consider joining as a channel member for member-only polls, early cuts, and comment priority. Want to power longer deep dives with fewer ads? Tap Super Thanks. Shoutouts to the first 5 supporters in the next upload. Back to the story. What to watch for next trailer? 3/deep dive footage showcasing longer uninterrupted gameplay slices. Ratings board filings confirming content descriptors. Hands-on previews from a small, controlled press tour, usually where mechanics finally get spelled out. Preload window and install size. Collector's contents, if any, typically announced close to pre-orders. Final reveal. Why this date helps. More players than you think. Here's the payoff to that opening hint. A late May launch is a subtle gift to most of us. Polish buffer. The difference between a legendary open world and a frustrating one is often a few months of optimization. Summer runway. Your free time expands, friend groups sync up, and co-op rituals form. That compounds player retention and long-tail support. Clear air. With fewer mega releases nearby, the conversation centers on your discoveries, clips, and mod dreams, not on juggling 5 other blockbusters. Net result. A better first month for you, a healthier curve for the devs, and a Vice City that feels alive from day one. End roll. If this helped you prep for launch, hit like so the algorithm shares it with more players. Subscribe for daily trend breakdowns and spoiler smart guides. Want to go deeper with fewer ads and get your name in the next video? Tap join for member-only polls and early cuts, or hit super thanks, and I'll read out the first 5 supporters in our follow-up. See you in Leonida.